Wet markets in China, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia and the Philippines are continuing to sell live and dead animals amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Here's a summary of the article.
PETA has captured grim footage from inside numerous wet markets still operating across Asia amid a warning that the next deadly pandemic could begin before the current COVID-19 outbreak is over if they are not shut down. The videos, provided to Newsweek and filmed by the organization's investigators in Asia throughout April, reveal animal markets in China, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia and the Philippines are selling wild animals including bats, monkeys and civet cats even as the novel coronavirus continues to claim lives around the globe. China ordered the closure of animal markets across the country after the virus, thought by many to have originated at the Huanan Seafood Wholesale Market in Wuhan, emerged in December last year. PETA says China's live animal markets are open once again, despite the country's ongoing fight against the virus. Wildlife markets were also open in the tourist island of Bali, where a PETA Asia investigator captured a rabbit convulsing and dying inside a cage at the Pasar Hewan Satria market in Denpasar. The latest effort comes after WHO food safety and animal diseases expert Peter bin Mbarak said that although a live animal market likely played a role in the outbreak, they needed to be improved, not shut down. He added, alarm bells should be ringing about these markets after the release of PETA's new investigation. If we don't take wet markets seriously, we will be facing continued human and animal suffering. We may be looking at the next pandemic before this one has ended.
This post received a score of 26,000, with an upvote ratio of 85%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Can we find some term to differentiate the type of wet market that is the equivalent of what would be known as a farmer's market in the rest of the world from the type of wet market that sells bats, anteaters, and other bushmeat?
There definitely needs to be at least a more conscious use of language. Even if they are butchering live animals, should fish be included or excluded? I don't think there's a lot of transmission, but half the grocery stores in the south will sell live crawfish. If we're just talking about any market that sells live animals, then fancy lobster tank having restaurants need to be included. If we aren't, we need to be clear what we're talking about and why distinctions are made. Live poultry, which has transmitted coronavirus, and bats makes sense if they are more likely vectors of zoonotic transmission.
I definitely say it will be near impossible to stop West Africans from buying live livestock. Bushmeat, meat caught in the bush, is usually sold smoked and dried in the markets, though you might find hunters selling fresh kills near the big forests, but we cook all out foods to death and that probably saves lives every single day, as markets here are not the cleanest.
Honestly, the developed world is gonna have to pony up some cash if they want West and Central Africans and South Americans to stop eating bush meat. But I think it's one of the things that is going to happen if we want this kind of thing to stop happening.
What can we get if we call you Heros?
ITT, lots of people with absolutely no understanding of what a wet market is. That's what a wet market is? That's like the most common type of market in my country, Indonesia. You'll see live chickens, ducks, frogs, fishes, get butchered right before you buy them. I guess it's to prove their freshness?
In the US we call wet markets farmers markets. Same thing.
I've never seen live animals or meat at the farmer's market. Where do you live?
Not really a farmer's market, but where I live in Philly there's a neighborhood called the Italian market. It's a street with lots of food shops and street vegetable vendors. There's at least one live poultry place there that sells live chickens, ducks, and maybe rabbits too.
I only know about this because of IASIP. You go there to barter.
I'm from the Philippines and I have never seen live or exotic animals being sold in our wet markets. Maybe in some faraway black market in the provinces. A lot of people, thankfully not too many this thread, seem to have this misconception that a majority of them aren't from farms and they're all illegal wildlife trades. Clearly, none of these people know what they're talking about.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.